the equipment for the earlier play workshop. So we first want to make sure that for when we have maximum fun and get to play safe. So we've been doing lots of flips, so I'm going to unwind my swing. So just make sure your daisy chains are straight and level. You can see that they're hanging up with carabiners. These are climbing carabiners, so they're nice and strong. Just going to take a moment to unravel myself here. Just make sure the equipment is ready. So we have 12 pieces that we're working with, really 11 without the bag. But the main swing is super stretchy. So just kind of explore and play with how stretchy the swing is and how strong it is. It's made of like a cotton spandex blend. And then these are your handholds. They're actually attached to the swing. They actually hook on, they're looped on, and the carabiners are hooked up to the daisy chain so we can adjust the height. So we're first going to find out if our swing is the right position and height for us. And then we have the leg loops, which are also holding on to the daisy chains with carabiners, and we're going to use these for both our feet and our hands. So to begin, we're going to put the swing behind our back, underneath the arms, underneath the underarms, right behind the heart. We get it into that sweet spot below the shoulder blades. And we're going to keep our elbows bent down because this is our hook. If our arms are up, we tend to slide out. And we always want to have at least one anchor point that we're holding on from. So we're going to sit straight down like we're in a chair, okay? Straight down. So don't push back yet. Straight down. Okay, so legs are wide. We're going to come into a sumo squat. Just like shift them side to side. Feel how the spine starts a traction out of the pelvis. We get some nice length through the vertebrae. So let this feel good. So one of the things that we'll notice here is that our knees are level with the hips. If we're really low, that means our swing is low and we're going to adjust it. But first we're going to check out our leg loops before we go any further. Take one leg loop, pull it down with both hands, and get your foot in there. Cool. Once we get one foot in, we're going to hold on to the other leg loop, spread it out, find a hold, pick up your foot, get the other ankle, and now you're in a full floating Buddha. Awesome. So that should feel really good. If it doesn't feel awesome, then we'll make an adjustment. Okay? So Alan, I want you to just put this swing up one, but leave the leg loops where they are, okay? We're just going to adjust yours slightly so your feet aren't so high up. Okay? So you're going to come out one foot at a time, nice and slow. Just going to do that adjustment. And the rest of us are going to find our feet on the ground if we're happy with the positioning of our swing and leg loops.
So the leg loops down one?
No, they stay.
Just the swing up one, please. Coming back into a sumo squat. Coming back into a sumo squat, please. Reset.
Ears, yes. Get some more.
Try it.
Awesome. So, Dave, not a big deal, but I want you also to notice that the second camera is right here. So if you do come out of the swing, maybe step behind so we can do it. Thank you. Awesome. So get into a comfortable position. Press your knees open with your hands. So we're letting go of our leg loops for the moment. So as we drop our hips straight down, we pull our shoulder blades down towards our hips as well. So we pull our shoulder blades down towards the ground and let the chest start to rise up. So we're in a slight back bend, but without moving the hips. So hips stay exactly where they are, just lean back. And your arms open wide. Feel this big belly stretch. Feel the whole front of the spine open. And now from here, clasp your hands behind your head. Keep leaning back. Sit your hips straight down. And then just do little crunches from side to side. Pretend like you're bending your elbow to touch your knee. Awesome. Squeeze your side body. Use your obliques. Awesome. Sitting straight down. Like you're sitting in a chair. Straight down. Let this feel good. into some deep core strengthening here, or you could just be super mellow about it and pretend like you're like a little weepy willow in the wind. Right? Nice, depending on what mood you're in. Beautiful. And then from here, we're just going to release our arms out to the sides and try swinging from side to side, straightening one leg and then the other. Just being really easy about it. Always keeping your arms wrapped around the outside of the swing. You can let them play. Make sure that they don't come in. So inside of the swing is here, outside of the swing is here, front of the body is here, back of the body is here. It's going to be important when we go upside down. Because you're like, what? Ground is always down, sky is always up, no matter where our head is in space. So we'll go over that a couple times. When I say down is down, that means towards the ground. It'll become important. So let's go into a lounging pose again. Okay? We're just going to grab our leg loops one at a time. Doesn't matter which one. We're going to hook our ankles. Now just notice if the ankle isn't super cush and comfortable, I want you to spread the leg loop out a little bit and wrap your entire heel. So it covers more surface area. Let's all do that and just try notice the difference. There's a few different ways that we can utilize the leg loops. Let's do the same back bend. That's great. Arms open wide, legs wide. Which pose is this, guys?
Starfish.
Starfish. Beautiful. Awesome. Coming to the clasped fingers behind the head and elbows out wide. And then I want you to do the same kind of movement where you're kind of banking from side to side. And at the same time, you're letting your legs swing. See if you can keep your legs straight for now. Really be mindful of your neighbors. If there is somebody there, bend your knees. Let your feet move towards each other and your knees move out to the sides. And just notice that you get the same quality of stretch, either straight legs or bent knees. Woo! We're just totally lounging. So if we come into the lounging sequence, that means we're not doing like a whole lot of strengthening or dynamic movements. We're really just chilling, keeping our hips really heavy. Let's come into Bada. So butterfly pose is where we bend our knees out to the sides and we bring our feet towards one another. Still in the back bend. Still allowing the swing to hang out behind the heart. Let's do a little baby namaste. Wrap your hands around the swing so they come around wide, and then in prayer in front of the heart. So with the bent knees, lean back. It's like a praying frog. Baby namaste. Then when we sit back down, we're going to open up. So what position is this?
Straddle.
Wide straddle. Let's pull it all back in, coming through Bada into a big namaste. Nice. Now notice there's very little pressure on the forearms in this version, right? This would be an even more gentle, restorative way to go through the undulations. Back to wide straddle. Awesome. Inhale deeply. And as we exhale, just squeeze everything back in. So feet together, hands together, knees stay wide, elbows stay wide, and just lean back. Beautiful. Take a breath here. The next inhalation, straighten your legs. Sit your hips down and then straighten your arms again. Completely open and receptive. Let's actually practice going into the hammock pose. So we're going to leave our right leg where it is. We're going to take our left leg and let it join the right. So now we're going to go back to the ankle. I like to thread my foot through so there's like an X in the leg loop. See if you can thread it through. Yeah. we're going to go back into our Chillaxin arms where we clasp our hands behind our head and let our elbows flare up. Switch on here at the beach for a moment. Cool breeze, crashing waves. If you want, you can have a little swagger here, right? A little sway in the hips from side to side. Nice. Now if anybody feels the urge to have a neck stretch, you can reach up, hold on to the leg loop with both hands, and then just transition the leg loop to do a little tractioning on the neck. And I want you to just keep your chin tucked into your chest so your neck doesn't have too much pressure on it. Can also be earmuffs. Tuck your chin into your chest a little bit more. There you go. Perfect. Full hammock pose. So, when you're ready, we'll start to unwind. Take your time. Release your foot. Face the left. Back in the leg loop and switch sides. You might as well do hammock on both sides. So release the right foot, thread it through so there's an X in the swing. Again, if there's too much pressure, you can just switch ankles. So your good ankle is on the bottom. Does that make sense? Close okay? Great. So you're pressing the hips up, using the other leg to support the upper body. Back. Now this swing, in this position, we're going to play a little bit more here where we spread it out. So just get the swing to cover the whole torso. Oh yeah. Gives a little bit more support for the kidneys and the ribs. And then the leg loop is what's supporting the upper body. Let yourself arch and open here. Now we haven't actually gone into this before, when we did hammock before, but you can actually lean all the way back and you can keep going. So now you're in a supported back bend. Bring your hands down to the ground. What does this remind you of?
Ladle.
Ladle. Come up and just sit up and lower your hips. You can also turn these into the one-legged stretches, right? So release that top leg, the right leg, and start doing some twists. See what it's like to open up the hips. Keep your hands above your head, or assist in the twist and grab your foot. Either bending your straight leg, try and twist. Beautiful. Just exploring space. What feels good and right for your body today? And then our last one is the hook. That foot finds the swing. Not the leg loop. Yes. Yeah. Big karate kick out. Awesome. And now drop your hips a lot. Yep, that's fine. Woo-wee. That one, yep. Nice. You can always bend the knee and come into a pigeon. Bend the knee a lot. Bring that foot down, yes. Lazy pigeon. Pigeon, do anything. Stretch, just come anyhow. Awesome. Well, we might as well do that on the other side. So let's go back one more time. Hammock on the right. Take your time in the transitions, come through neutral. Balance it out. Switch it up. Might as well hook, let's just hook the left foot to get the leg loop into position. So notice how many variations we have on these where we're just combining things now and getting really creative with it. And then once we're settled, maybe spread the swing out a little more too, why not? As you can. Then release the left knee down towards the ground. Now I'm keeping my Chillaxin arms for now. I'm just exploring, so I'm leaning back. I'm keeping my hips level with my torso. Right? Nice. Explore in space a little bit here. Swim it out. Try a straight leg. Try having your arms over your head so you're in plank. One straight line of energy. Nice. And then go for a foot grab, either bent knee or straight leg, or plank twists. Which one does this look like?
Tree.
Tree or flying ninja?
Flying ninja.
Everybody. Awesome. Hook. Nice long line. Cool. Drop the hips a lot. Like more than you think you should. Great. And then why don't we just come into our pigeon pose by pulling that foot down. Oh my goodness. Hips down. Drop your hips a lot. Go. Lazy pigeon. Lean back. Release the leg. Come through. Have it. Neutralize the side. Lounge in. So what does lounge in look like? Floating Buddha. So I call it lounging in the restorative, so we're just like kicking back. Lounging out. Awesome. So we're going to go right into Chillaxin from here. If anybody is feeling like they need to reground, you can lose the leg loops and just come and stand for a minute. Sometimes people get a little woozy with the swimming. Just take a moment if you need to, anytime during the sequences. Otherwise, we're going to come right into Chillaxin. So from the lounging pose, all you do is bend your knees and bring the leg loops into the next joint up. So lounging is a crowd favorite. Right? Now remember, our back bend is basically until we get a note from Jesus, we're opening up our heart towards the sky. Okay? Cool. Hips are still heavy. So not your ribs, honey. Your heart. Yeah. It's a little difference. Cool. Hey, child. So heart up. Hips heavy. Swing it out. So we can get a little crazy with it if we get some momentum going from side to side. So just play a little bit. Being mindful of the synchronized swimming instead of bumper cars with the neighbors. Yeah. Just enjoy the suspension. As well as how, like, this is free energy right here, right? It's like you swing one way, woo, you have all this energy to go the other way. It's amazing. Awesome. So come back to center when you're ready. We're going to do some freeze frames. So something similar to side, but we're just gonna pause when we fully extend. So one leg straight, one leg bent, right? And then free frame other side. Nice, one more time. Just really extend, extend, extend. Make it feel good. Other side. Beautiful. Well, let's incorporate the arms into that. Right, like we're doing our little side ninja, just flying out on one side. Nice, little lightning through the fingertips. Beautiful. So one of the best things about Chillaxin pose is coming into a supported back bend. Our supported back bend can look like this. That could be enough of a back bend for today. If you don't have the capacity to squeeze your knees together so they're in line with the hips, let them flare out. But to come into the full pose, we're going to try to keep this alignment here. We're going to press our hips up and let our heart sink down towards the ground. Now, keep your arms dangling to the sides and open wide. So this would be back bend B, right? Back bend A is where our hips are heavy and we're just leaning back. Back bend B is we lift our hips and our hands are just out to the sides. Our knees can be flaring or we pull them in so they're level with the hips. Now back bend C, I want you to reach up and grab for the swing at first. And I want you to press your hips up a lot. So you're guiding the swing into your waist. As you guide the swing into your waist, you bring your hands to the ground. You can bring the tops of your hands onto the ground. You can bring the palms of your hands onto the ground. You can press up a little bit. You can play in the space. If you want to come into back bend D, you're going to swing your arms out wide to the sides and reach back for your ankles. The swing should be in a really comfy spot on your hips. If it's not, then wiggle and find a sweet spot. Grab your ankles, press. Your arms straight. Hips up towards the sky. Heart moving down towards the ground. And breathe. 5 deep breaths here. See if you can soften, and on the exhale, go a little bit deeper. When you feel like you've had enough, let go of your ankles. Reach up for your swing, and start to sit your hips down as you do a little crunch. Curl up, and then wind up back in A. So we went right into supported back bends. We skipped all the other yum goodness. If we were doing the restorative, we wouldn't necessarily do that whole sequence. But we are going to do the floating child's, right? So we're going to reach our arms out wide in the gesture of receptivity. And then we're going to wrap our arms around the leg loops, and we're going to pull our forehead towards our hands, or our hands towards our forehead. We're letting our legs just dangle. You can actually let your feet cross. They might naturally just want to cross. We're allowing there to be pressure on the backs of the knees, rebalancing the kidneys. We're allowing our hips to be really heavy. We're rounding our back. We're just letting the swing hold us. Our shoulders might creep up to our ears. That's totally okay. The only thing that is holding is a little hand hold here. I have like a wrist lock that I do, but kind of find what feels good for you for today. Exhale, expand and open. Starfish. Take your time to breathe into this mini back bend. This would be back bend A, right? Exhale and squeeze it all back in. Just a little undulation here. A floating cat-cow. So we exhale, squeeze, inhale, open, stand. Nice deep breath. Inhale, sit up. exhale, squeezing. Good. Now let's come into a little bit of a hamstring stretch here. Let's just mix it up. Straighten your legs, grab through your toes. Keep your knees bent if you need to. You can grab through your calves if your toes lift far. Maybe not wide. Pull your shoulders down. Release, lean back, bend your knees, squeeze them together so they're equal with the hips, and then lean back even more. Beautiful. Reach up, grab for the swing. Hold on as you lift your hips really high and guide the swing into your lower back. Get it into the sweet spot. It's usually below the love handle. You have those kind of things. And then see if you want to grab for your ankles. If the ankles are accessible, open the heart completely. If not, just let the hands be resting on the ground. You can try pushing yourself up into a back bend, Vinyaysa, or you're not sorry. Or just play with one foot at a time. Exploring the space a little bit. Beautiful. And then when you're ready to come up, you're going to reach up, grab for the swing, start to sit down and become head up. So whenever we bring our head up, our sit bones lower. Woo! If you're really dizzy, it's normal. It's acclimating. One free high per class. Head rush. And then come back into relaxed legs, and swing. And then find your favorite arm position. What would give you the maximum play, joy, stretch, and chillaxin right now? Does anybody feel like doing some dancing Shiva? You guys remember that one? Okay, let's first try the splits. And again, only take it as far as you want to. Reach around, your arms stay wide, grab for your leg loops. So mini splits is just pulling your hips forward. Oh, you can sing out that too. This position, it's really nice.
You got better.
Or,
It's better.
right? Or straighten your legs, straighten your arms, bow and arrow. Point. Good. Nice. Doesn't that feel awesome? That's so good. Sit back down. We're going to do the merry-go-round that we were practicing. We're going to hold on to our leg loops. We're going to shift our energy to the left. And we're just going to go the same side. Yeah. And we're going to start to swing. Oh, there's the camera singing. So it's plugged in, right? Yeah. Okay. So try a little bit of swagger here. Whee! Okay. We're going to lean forward and switch sides. Oh, yeah. Yeah, we did. Roll onto the top of the thigh. Okay. Don't worry, we know the leg loops are intense. Just be happy you didn't do this for 20 hours. Okay. And then swing. Got that. Beautiful. Doesn't that feel awesome? I love the swing. It's so fun. All we're doing is pushing and pulling, right? So now we're going to do full circle, right? So we're going to lean forward, come back, and around. Cabbage patch. Yeah, just make it look good. Slow it down if you need to. And then switch sides. Open and around. Just trace your yoga mat. Mm-hmm. Wow, nice. Is that fun? Wind up where we began with your left leg bent, rolling onto the top of your right leg. There's a few different versions we can do here. We can actually push the back leg loop away with the straight arm. We can push the front leg loop away with the straight foot. What does that remind you of?
Splits.
Hanma. Very good. Or we can bend both knees. Dancing Shiva. So dancing Shiva can be like this, right? If you can grab the back foot, you grab it, pull it into the elbow crease, and hug. Beautiful. Now lean your hips square down towards the ground and really get the stretch in the quad. Anybody feel that? Okay. Now from here, the full pose is coming back into Hanuman. So straighten the front arm, straighten the front leg, and catch the toe. Beautiful. You guys are awesome. Release and relax. Nice. Roll it out. Shake out for a moment. Now use any modification you need to accommodate. Like for me, I have to quickly move into my elbow crease because I have a wrist issue. So if I pull with my wrist, it doesn't feel that great, but as soon as I get to the elbow, I'm fine. So I usually do that quick. The same with the shoulder. The shoulder doesn't like it. I pulled it when I was in Hawaii, and it will do it, but I tend to get it into my elbow crease and then I turn. So if I turn and then try to grab it, it pulls too hard. So just notice there's minor adjustments where anybody can do the poses. We just kind of work around because everybody has an injury here and there, you know. Side splits. Beautiful. Dancing Shiva. Grab the foot. Roll it into the elbow crease. Beautiful. That's great. Awesome. Straighten the front arm. Straighten the front leg. Grab. Beautiful. Slowly release. Relax. Chillax. After we do something that's a little bit intense, we come back to our neutralizing pose. A neutralizing pose could also be a child's pose where we're gathering up and we're feeling our energy. One more mini back bend. Just let your body drop open. Starfish. Beautiful. Does anybody feel like doing a skydiver flying butterfly? Of course you do. Namaste. No. Namaste is here. Yeah. We want to straighten our arms and then be able to push the leg loops away. Hips have to come forward, heart comes forward. Keep going. Yes. Good job. You're a pro. Bend your elbows, bend your knees, have your feet come towards each other like a butterfly. Butterflies together. Drop into your elbow creases and then let your heart relax down towards the ground. And tap your feet away to the beat. Nice. Bend a little from side to side. Just open up the side body here. You'll really feel it in your groin and hip flexors. Beautiful. If we want, we can pull one knee in and then the other knee and practice doing the banking like that. This is like the dancing Shiva and the butterfly got together. All right? Very good.
back.
Hips back, heart back, relax. Yeah. Very good. You're doing it all. Let's try a high diver just because we can. We're going to pull the leg loops up into the inner thighs. I know. This is more like the thong, the hot pants. Then we're going to lean forward. It's all going to make sense in a minute why I chose to do this one. Lean forward into Skydiver, so let our legs go.
You need your arms just to be able to, and your right arm is fixed there through the swing as well. Just stand up. Your arms back. Yeah. Okay, now those.
Thread them
Through the
through.
levers or through the swing?
Yeah, remember we pushed them out. Yeah. Yeah. Or you probably would have turned it into like the mannequin. Cool. So Skydiver is where we, dive, and then we're going to slowly bend our elbows and release our swing all together. Whoa. Forward fold. Nice. Come onto your elbows. Sit at the top of your head. Awesome. That goes on. Okay, cool. So we're on our elbows. We can have our hands in first and just do the same swagger from side to side. So our feet are in line with our hips. That's perfect. Good. We can press up into a handstand. So handstand. So our shoulders are over our wrists. Upside down dog is where our chest comes towards the floor. Handstand. Inhale. So what happened? Did you not let go of your swing?
I have problem going back.
Back? You don't need to go back. Just go down towards the ground and let go of your swing. Bring your hands to the ground. Let go. Let go. There you go. Let go. Let go. Yeah. He's like, Cool. So this is a little bit of a different variation, but it's similar to using the swings, but we have one leg loop in each inner thigh. Some people don't like it, some people do, even if it's the side. Have you found the sweet spot or not? So, handstand, inhale. Exhale, down dog. Inhalation. Arch. Exhale, press. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Come down into your elbows. So bend your knees, wrap your feet around. This is scorpion pose. Notice how there's blood circulating back in your legs now. And then we're going to release the leg loops one at a time. Woo! Ground your foot, and then release the other one. So see if you can just come back. So just say woo on the swing. Or find your foot on the ground. That happens. Momentum. We're practicing some physics here. So now reground. Come into a child's pose. Either wide knees or curl up into a little ball and squeeze everything towards center. Otherwise, allow your lower body to splay out and drop your belly through. So which one's right for you today? 5 more deep breaths here. As you slowly come up after your last breath, sit with your eyes closed if it's comfortable for you. Or your knees. Keeping your eyes closed, just take another grounding deep breath. you're gonna open your eyes, look up, and reach up for your leg loops. So we were using the leg loops with our legs and our ankles and our knees and our hips. Now we're using the leg loops with our hands. Okay? So I'm going to come forward, so I'm right over my swing. It's not terribly important, but you'll notice that it changes some of the nerves. So I can use these for shoulder openers. And I'm just going to explore the space. So take a moment to just play. Notice what it's like to come all the way forward and bring your arms back. Pull down a little bit, a little choo-choo-ching. Bicep engagement. And come all the way forward. Bring the crown of the head to the floor. And release the hips. And then sit your hips back down and bring them forward again. Pull yourself up. When you sit back down, straighten your arms and lean your head back. Bicep curl, pull yourself back up. Bring your arms out wide. Lean forward. Bring the crown of the head to the ground. Sitting back down. Squeeze the arms together. Pull yourself up. Lean back. Do 5 pull-ups here. You can switch to a wrist hold if you like as well, where the swing is around your wrist and you're pulling with your hands. Yeah, everyone's supposed to get that one. Thanks. Five more. Really drop in.